everyone. My name is Dr. Carrie Palomera, and I am a primary care physician and lead for ACP's Physician Coach Services. Today, I want to connect around some of the feelings that many of us have been feeling. For some, sadness, others, fear, anger, fatigue, exhaustion. Whatever it is that you may be feeling, I want us to consider that these feelings are all manifestations of grief. We may not all identify with that term, but what I want us to consider is that grief is a natural, normal response to losing something or someone that's important to you. And I think we can all agree that we've all lost something or someone that's important to us since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. For many of us, this has been on an intermittent or even continuous basis. These losses, big or small, are overwhelming. So what do we do? How can we make this better? What can we learn from grief experts to help us along the way? The first piece of advice that we learn is that we shouldn't actually try to fix this or take it away. In fact, we're best served by learning how to live with our grief, as opposed to trying to live life without it. It is a part of us. Next, to live life with our grief, we need to name it. We need to name what we have lost and what its impact is on us. When we do so, we acknowledge it. We can share and connect and build community with others around it. And we can honor the importance of it in our life, rather than discounting or discrediting it. Next, consider, how can we suffer less despite our losses? How can we go through our days feeling a little bit better than we do right now? What would it look like if we did? Another thing that can be helpful is changing the questions we ask ourselves. Rather than why me, why us, why now? Asking ourselves, what now? What are our choices, our options, our possibilities to move forward with our losses into the future? What can we do, as opposed to what can't we do anymore? Because no matter what happens to us, we always have a choice. If all of this feels like too much, if you find yourself sitting there wondering how you're going to go see the next patient, get through rounds, get home and get through dinner, or get out of bed the next day, what I want you to do in those moments is shrink time down to the next step forward. What do you need to do to get through the very next step in front of you? How do you put one foot in front of the other? Break life down into these baby steps and don't look too far ahead, because it is overwhelming. Focus on what's right in front of you and build your confidence step by step as you move forward. So 1, stop trying to fix your grief. 2, name it, acknowledge it, honor it. 3, consider how to suffer less. 4, ask ourselves, what now? What are our options? And 5, when we can't do any of that, when we feel overwhelmed, shrink time down to the next most conceivable unit of time you think you can handle and move one step at a time from there. These are a few steps, and there are more resources on ACP's I Am Emotional Support Hub that I highly recommend you check out. Thank you so much for your time today.